Kazakhstan, the percentage of male teachers, it's a bit low.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, in my 8 months Intel, at least in a month, I had had some female teachers come to my classes to
Mhm.
observe. So seeing you was strange because in 8 months I hadn't, do you understand, experienced a male teacher coming. I'm like, what? A guy? Okay, what's happening? So why teaching? That's the question.
Uh-huh. I have a very no. I have a actually I have a very interesting story about this because
Oh,
when I was in school, like for I don't know, for maybe 5 years at least, maybe even more, I always told myself that I cannot explain anything to anybody. Like if I
hmm,
understand something well, like let's say math or some English grammar, let's say, or any other subject that
hmm,
I understand well, I had problems with explaining like the subject or the topic to other people, like my friends, my classmates, anybody.
hmm.
So and then I was just like, well, I like I won't like I cannot do it for the rest of my life. Like at some
Okay.
point I will have to learn like how to explain stuff to other people. So I just went like, well, let's try teaching then. And I also I live with my grandmother and she's a teacher as well. She's been teaching. Well, she's retired now, but she has taught for about 40 years, if not more. So she has a huge experience, and I talked with her as well, and she just went, well, just go with it, just try your best, do your best, and let's see how it goes. And then I started. In the beginning, I'm gonna be honest, I had some doubts because the first like 2 or 3 weeks, I actually wanted to quit because it was a bit stressful for me. Like, because I'm a person who doesn't really like to be the center of attention. And obviously, when you're
Mm-hmm.
teaching, you have to, when you explain the topic, you're standing in the middle of the room, let's say, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's looking at you, and it was very stressful actually. But then I just told myself, like, man, you have to keep going. Like nobody said it will be easy, so I just in like after first months, I was just like, okay, I feel great. I feel good. Yeah, this is how it went.
Oh, we have contrasting stories here. I'm a sucker for education actually. I like I think
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of similar. My mom was a teacher. She retired this year as a school
Mm-hmm.
we call them headmaster, like head teacher. So she was a teacher all her life. She taught for over 30 years in Nigeria. So she retired and I am the first child of the family. My father also retired accountant, but not a teacher. So we had this
Mm-hmm.
situation where the Nigerian housing system is not really like this place where you have apartments. We have houses, which means my house is
Mm-hmm.
beside somebody's house. So fortunately, or let me say unfortunately, I am, or as at the time I was the eldest in my family, the firstborn of three. Then also in my neighborhood, I was kind of the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
So these children after school would come to our house with their homework. Do you understand? The neighbors. So they would come with their
Uh huh.
homework. So
Okay.
to help me, so I was in like let me say high school, helping them check their homework, and it was for free. I was just in there for free, checking others, my siblings, just checking everything out. But I still have these siblings there, not really directly to my siblings because they're kind of independent. These guys are smart. Okay, my sister studied mathematics, brother mechanical engineering. So these guys are like they're self sufficient. But I was able to help, or let me say, neighbors. And I started with that. Then sometimes I would follow my mom to office, sit in a classroom
Mm-hmm.
while she taught the student, and I saw the dynamics of dependency, the rate at which students just look up to her for Let me see, do I say knowledge or information? But you know they're expectant of something. They wanted
Mm-hmm.
her to
Okay.
give them something. Like, okay, help us. What's this? What's that? And I just developed my interest. Well, I think when I was younger, I actually wanted to be a lawyer, but they said
Mm-hmm.
when they checked my back here in Kazakhstan, let me compare that to grade at age 9. What grade are you at? No, is it age 9? No, age 12. What grade are you at age 12?
Well, let me count. So you start usually at six, grade seven.
Grade 7, yeah, grade 7, 8, 7. So you at that stage, you back in Nigeria, you have to choose your career path, which is weird because at the age you are not the one choosing your career path, it's usually your parent. So at this point my dad, an accountant, actually made sure my mathematics was amazing. Mathematics, science
Mm-hmm.
subject. So when it was time to choose, I wanted to go for law because I enjoyed speaking, remember? So I thought if my mom was a
Mm-hmm.
teacher and we weren't that rich, okay, let me go for something that involves speaking and we would I would make my money doing that. But when teachers'
Mm-hmm.
recommendation came, they said my mathematics, we called it integrated science. Integrated science is like chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
physics. Back there at a junior level, we called it introtech. They were better than my art subject, English, government, something. So they recommended science, and my father was like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be an engineer." At age 12, I couldn't do anything, so I chose science, and that's
Mm-hmm.
it. But I still kept on doing that. But the thing is that I'm coming back to you. What about
Okay.
when you started teaching? You said you wanted to give up
Yeah.
because you were the center of attention. But what kept you going? What kept you going? Like, okay, I'm not giving up. This is what I have chosen.
Uh, mm,
I have seen
that's
teachers give
also
up.
an interesting
I
question.
have seen teachers give up.
Actually, actually, I'm very grateful to one person because
Mm.
at that time I was modeling as well. Like I was
Oh,
shooting for the
okay.
like, shops and stuff like that, and she was working in one of those shops, and I talked to her about that, and she kind of like inspired me to go. Like I had some thoughts that like no man, like you cannot give up, like if you give up you're a loser, like something like that. And then she just she talked to me for maybe half an hour only about that, like yeah it's hard, like nobody said it's gonna be easy, like but still
Mm-hmm.
you have to keep going, like if you feel this, if you feel the same in the next 3 months, then probably
Okay.
it's not for you. But
Hmm.
if it goes well after like 1 month, maybe 2 months, then well, you overcame this obstacle, let's say.
This obstacle. Hmm. Modeling.
Yeah.
Oh, you said something about modeling. So, do you still model?
Not anymore, but I'm open for discussions. Let's call it like that.
Oh, okay. So you like it's kind of like a freelance thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it for the last maybe 6 months at least. But if somebody offers me, well, why not?
You pick it up. So it's something that's just
Yeah,
naturally.
yeah.
Do you think do you think that's an advantage according to your looks?
Um, no, I think like one of the advantages is that you learn how to handle yourself in front of a camera, because I am a type of a person who had some real problems with that. Like when I say real, I mean like real problems with that, because I remember when we just went to a restaurant with my family, and my father, he's a type of a person who likes taking photos and recording everything, and he was
Okay.
like, come on, like let's take a photo, let's take a photo. And at some point I was just like, I had enough, and I just went, nah, I don't want to, I don't want to do that. And like it's my family, like I wasn't doing it for work purpose or for
Mm-hmm.
anything else. It was just a family picture, and I even had problems with that. And then actually the story is kind of the same with teaching. The fact that I just went like well, we live in a 21st century. Handling yourself in front of a camera is probably one of the most important skills nowadays, I would say. And I just went like, let's just try some modeling. Like, I think I have the looks. I'm not sure, but I think I have.
You
So I
do.
just, I,
You,
I hope so.
you hope
I
so.
hope so. So
Okay,
I,
that's been modest.
yeah,
Okay, a modest model. Oh,
I
get
just,
that.
yeah, I
Hmm.
just, I just tried it, and it went not bad. It went quite good, I would say. Like
So,
I,
but
I'm still, I'm still trying to become better. Like when I'm recording myself, like how I handle myself in front of a camera. But right now I feel way more comfortable, way more calm than than what it used to be like. I don't know, 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
it's hard.
So